Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, but thank you for everybody who's on this awesome webinar. We're so happy to have our amazing ladies from Hospitality Marketing by Omfluence, Melina and Olivia. They are a wealth of knowledge, and I'm so excited to have them do another webinar for us. And this is, AI with social media. So ladies, take it away.
Thank you, Sarah. We love the collaboration with the Chamber, and I'm so excited to attend some in-person events and be back in Glenwood Springs. I appreciate you. So yes, we are Omfluence. We're also doing business as hospitality marketing. We represent brands in the digital space around the world with a strong focus on Colorado and the hospitality industry. Our specialty is social media marketing, storytelling, and campaigns. And in the space of social media, especially in consideration of AI and how to integrate it, a lot of things have happened just in the last year. So we're excited to dive in and give you an overview.
Yes, and my name is Olivia. Thank you all for joining us today. And today we are going to be focusing on these three key topics. First is just a general understanding of what AI is and how it relates to social media, tools that are available for you that you can use, and also integrating it effectively.
Awesome. So what is it, AI? Everybody talks about it. You hear a lot of it in the news and about the ethics of it. Overall, we're talking about artificial intelligence, the technology that's designed to think like humans. It doesn't quite yet, but it's getting there. It's scary sometimes and awesome other times. It can recognize patterns, make discussions, and solve problems for us. And when it comes to future regulations and implications, this is where a lot of people talk about AI in the space of social media and how you use AI as a business. The one thing while we don't have to discuss the ethics of it, the one thing I do want to get out there for business owners is the privacy aspect of it. Your ChatGPT chat is not private. It is public, and AI will learn from it. So just be aware of those implications before you jump of it and choose your AI software wisely. Today, we will be not talking about the grand scope of ethics and what the future and of all industries and our world will be like with AI. There's other people, and you can listen to podcasts about this. However, we are talking about how to make our life easier by applying AI technology in the room of social media, specifically for content creation and brainstorming and from video to writing to text creation. You are every day when you scroll through your feed, you're already exposed to quite a bit of AI. What is that? Just when people talk about the algorithm and what you see in your feed, that is all already curated and has been before what we know as ChatGPT as AI. The algorithm and what is shown to you is the easiest example of AI. It is optimizing to what keeps people scrolling and on the platform and personalizes it. When it comes to safety, it will hide videos of terrorists and such. There is no human hiding this. It is all artificial intelligence showing the feed. When it comes to us as brand voices and when we want other people to see our content on social media, we can use AI on the one hand to make our life easier and produce content. And on the other hand, we also need to understand the algorithm and what AI likes and doesn't like so that our content gets pushed out to our audience. So let's dive into the different tools and see how we can do that.
Yes, so we all know there are a ton of different tools out there, and just a simple A simple Google search will just show you the plethora that is available to you. But we've broken down a couple of tasks that go hand in hand with social media, and also some examples of AI tools that correspond with each task. And so starting out in the written content form, and this goes both with script writing and caption writing, as well as the verbiage that goes onto your posts themselves. The common tools that we see, I mean, ChatGPT is by far the most widely used and recognized. And so when it comes into content writing, arguably, I would say this is probably the most common way that people use AI on social media today. This AI can capture your brand's voice and assist in both generating new content and also refining drafts of captions that you have written. For instance, you can ask it to write you a Wellness Wednesday post about the benefits of soaking in a hot springs, and it will give you a postable caption. Now, I will say that it is important to always edit. We really try to advise people to not just blindly copy and paste, and we'll get more into that later on in this webinar. But like I said, ChatGPT is probably the leading tool with this, although Jasper AI does something very similar. It's a little bit more comprehensive, but those two tools are really great when it comes to content writing. Moving into the editing and proofreading realm, anyone who has used Grammarly has been using AI for quite a while. And tools like Grammarly help improve your writing by checking for grammar, punctuation, spelling, and such. And there's some paid options that come with it, more advanced versions where it can even help you with your brand voice and make your tile and make suggestions for style and tone adjustments. So for instance, if anybody has the Chrome Grammarly extension, there is a rewrite option on there, which allows you to set your voice, and it can improve the current text and also identify any gaps in your content and much more, which is really nice because it can sit right there with you as you are typing. So Grammarly and ones like this are perfect for checking social media posts to ensure that they are not only aligned with your voice, but also error-free. Moving into content repurposing, right? If you came to our social media 101 back last year, then you may remember us talking about repurposing your content, and AI can really help do this. So again, I'm focusing more on the written portion. There is stuff that can happen in video, and we'll get to that soon. But on the written portion of it, let's say that you have a blog post that you already have written, and you can then ask ChatGPT, you can feed it into ChatGPT and ask it to create some short form video scripts for you. You could even ask it to create a couple of social media posts that correspond directly with that blog. You can even ask it to do a newsletter. So there are ways that you can take the content that you already have written and then be able to repurpose it. Similarly, you could take your newsletter and ask it to generate some blog ideas and generate a blog post. And again, you want to really make sure that you're reading the captions, you're reading the blogs that it produces. You want to make sure that you're editing that content because there's always room for error when working with AI, and you don't want to just be blindly copy and pasting. And then lastly, with the ChatGPT and Jasper world of things, we like to use it with content brainstorming. It's another great place where this AI can come in handy, as it can generate content ideas from broad themes and also fuel your creative strategy. You can take a single theme or an offer or a service from your business and then ask ChatGPT to help you create content ideas based off of that. So let's say that you have a spring promotion coming up, or you want to focus on a specific service. You could type into ChatGPT, I'm launching a new service this month. Please help me create 8 engaging posts that I can share on social media promoting this new service. You can even take it a step further and say, I would like ideas for 4 videos and 4 regular posts, and please help me find a balance between selling the service and positioning the benefit of it. So you can get really involved with it and ask it to collaborate with you more. But this can help just take one idea and be able to help broaden it and really flesh it out into new content blocks so that your posts don't feel quite as stale.
Yeah. Because we touched earlier, or I touched on the privacy concerns. If you are hoping to process private client data, let's, for example, you have real estate market stats that are exclusive to your agency and you want to include this in posts, or other private client data about your audience, like for example, for donors or such, when it comes to your target audience, we highly recommend working with Jasper, as they will promise that the data you input into the chat is yours and AI will not use it to learn it and your competition won't get it. Also, your customers' information will be protected. So when it comes to visuals, AI opens so many opportunities. Everybody knows that social media loves videos. It's because us users love videos. They're engaging and are just a way to dive into a product, a service, a destination, whatever it might be. The most common way of using AI would be to take long form content and get it into engaging short form content. What does this mean? So for example, for the chamber, that could mean they have the webinar recorded and as a 1 hour content piece, and you put it into CapCut and ask it to produce video clips, take out snippets of relevant quotes and information and cut it into 1 minute bite and pieces that are engaging. AI is pretty good at analyzing that script, what has been spoken, and it won't be perfect yet. You have to go in and re-edit it, but it will take tons of work out of the way by already pre-cutting and suggesting good spots. Same thing you could possibly do with a house tour through a real estate listing or a donor presentation for your organization, or a 1 hour river trip recording where you ask AI to pick the best shots and cut it together in short form content. CapCut is definitely the most user-friendly and beginner-friendly option. It is also very affordable. Free to the pro subscription is a small amount every month. Now, when we talk about CapCut, I do want to clarify because everybody had different touch points with CapCut. Has everybody basically heard of CapCut? Okay, I'm just gonna, because I don't want to like throw out CapCut, and nobody knows what it is. So CapCut, what many people know it of is as an app on your phone. It will help you produce these trendy social media sounds. You can also download CapCut to your desktop, and you can also go to CapCut.com on your computer. All 3 versions of CapCut open different doors and have different opportunities. The app version is really good for trending sounds. The desktop version can help you with AI stabilizing video and producing this short form content. So we'll show a few examples, but I highly encourage you, if you want to branch out from ChatGPT to one other platform that's beginner friendly, CapCut is your friend. DALL-E and Midjourney are wonderful ways for image generation. You describe your image, what you want to do, and it will generate an image in a variety of styles that you could possibly use or integrate in a social media graphic. Runway ML takes this to the next level. It's specialized more on commercial for advertising. It will let you test different creatives as well and see with which audience performs it better. It performs better. Now, if you're planning to do videos with voiceover, let's say you're giving a pitch about your latest surveys, a house tour, a donor presentation, whatever your cause might be. So you just take your phone, you work on a script, you write it out what you want to say, and now you record yourself. And it's pretty good what you said, but there's a couple M's in there and a couple awkward breaks. It would take you a long time to edit this in a video editing software, but you can feed this into the script. The script allows you to do all sorts of things with videos, but what it's especially good at is at voice editing. So it automatically will remove all M's and long breaks and clean your voice so that you can easily then just put it over let's say, again, you have footage of the Colorado River fishing or a house tour or a event that you did or beautiful inspirational quotes, whatever it might be, and you put your cleaned out audio over it, and it almost sounds like a professional recording studio. And then Canva, we're going to show some impressive Canva examples later because it goes way beyond the templates for social media graphics. Canva, every month they add a new fun little AI software that can help you produce better content. Olivia, next slide, please. Thank you. So we will mostly focus on content creation today. However, these are some helpful pointers for you to screenshot or save for a later time. If you're interested, we're happy to coach you on those too. So for analytics, the biggest takeaway I want to bring here today for you, you don't need to be a data analyst, a UX designer, or really know how to work your web analytics or all of it. But the best thing you can do for AI to do its job well is to make sure you have Google Analytics talk to your website, have it set up correctly, and you have a Meta pixel, meaning a Facebook and Instagram pixel, also installed on your website. What that will do is help you understand the traffic that goes from social media to your website and have AI analyze the user behavior. So for example, you understand my target audience, the people that followed that spring offer, the spring fashion campaign for cowboy hats, or that were really interested in a fly fishing trip or that house showing. This one target audience of women over 40 all dropped off at this certain place. And this data you don't have to analyze, but Google and Meta will tell you where the problems are and help you optimize the audience and the website experience. So the biggest thing you can do is set those pixels, and then when the summer rush is over of busy optimizing, we're gonna look at the data together and see how to optimize it after if these pixels have been set successfully. With social advertising, we also have, again, Meta and Google. So if you're running Facebook ads, you've probably seen the option to do an automatic campaign. Now, we don't recommend an automatic boosting campaign at all times, but let's say you have a good following on Instagram or Facebook. It really represents your target audience and you want to branch out from this. If you set, for example, an automatic audience, because you don't know how you can go bigger from here. Who is it? Is it the Denver market? Is it the Grand Junction market? Is it the Texas market? Where are you getting your new customers? You don't have a market research platform behind you. What you can do is you set some parameters and let Facebook find the audience for you, because they will do a really good job matching and showing your products to people that are similar to your existing audience. So this is a simple example of how to gain new reach and run a successful ad that is based on AI. And when it comes to social automation, there's lots of, when it comes to like chatbots, and we encouraged you in the past to really look at this Facebook messaging optimization, because it's like people write you and you have instant replies and you can build all these funnels. If you're trying to sell things through Instagram, we highly encourage you to look at ManyChat. There is a free version of it, and then there's an affordable pay version of it. So for example, with a real estate listing, you could have people say, comment Glenwood Springs, and I'll send you the link to a direct listing. And you can set up those funnels and slide into people's direct messages. So it is a very nice way, and I think this should be our next webinar in fall, to set up these automations, because it can really make your life easier. But in the meantime, I wanted to bring it to your attention. If you're hoping to sell through Instagram, go to ManyChat and check out all the features they have there.
Awesome. So as you can hear, there's a lot of AI, and we're just touching on a few of the different forms that are available. And there are ways that you can use it to, streamline your content creation process and also produce really good and relevant content. But really honestly, there is also an art to integrating it. So think of AI as your assistant and not as your replacement. You still have to teach it and work with it to get the results that you want. It just running on autopilot won't necessarily give you the best results. And so one of the ways to do this is to really get clear on your style. So think of this as your voice and your tone and how you want people to feel when they hear, read, or watch your posts. Think about how you want to be appearing. Are you warm and welcoming? Are you professional yet conversational? Are you educational and approachable? What kind of a vibe are you wanting to give your audience? And so the trick is to get really clear on this and how you describe it. And then that way you can copy and paste it for future use. So for instance, when you're working with ChatGPT, you can say, I want to convey, copy and paste, or I want to have this feel to my posts. And that will help the AI be able to write more in your style. Another great thing is if you have blogs, articles, or newsletters, anything that you have written, pre-written content that has your voice and your style in it, you can actually paste those into ChatGPT and you can ask it to do a style and tone analysis. It'll run through everything. It'll give you back that analysis. And then you can say, please write these captions using that style. It's another way to do it. And so really, there is a big difference between using AI and collaborating with it, especially in the written and text-based form. And, too often I see blogs and posts and captions that are clearly AI generated. And a lot of that is because people aren't editing them. And so the way to avoid this is by editing and refining and also using your style and inputting that into the chats. And so AI specifically, specifically ChatGPT, it has an accent. It's a little over the top, it's a tad superfluous, and it tends to have this really sort of flowery, gushy language. And so I want to show you guys some examples of using AI and then collaborating with AI so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. So this is the first example. This is using AI. And so we're going to just take a second and we're going to just read what the post itself says. It says, this is your sign, seize the day, unleash your potential, and sculpt a future that echoes with the resonance of your ambition. It's a little clunky. And then if we go over to the caption, I'm just going to read that first paragraph. Embrace each dawn with the fervor of a conqueror, for within every sunrise lies the promise of limitless potential waiting to be unlocked. Seize the day with an unwavering determination fueled by the fire of your aspirations. And this actually, the post goes on for about 4 more paragraphs. And as you can see, it's interesting, but it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel very genuine or authentic. And it doesn't sound like a human wrote it. It actually sounds AI generated. And so often we get really caught up in the exciting language and the fact that it's using different words, but really when we don't refine it, it can get out of control pretty quickly. And so how are some ways that we can collaborate with AI as opposed to just using AI? And so bear with me on this one because I'm going to actually share my screen. For the purpose of this demonstration, we did 2 example chats. So I'm going to exit out of the presentation and we will add the links to these AI chats into the chat box on the, I'm saying chat a lot, into the chat for the webinar. That way you guys can save those links and access them at another time so that you can actually see the full conversation. So the first one that we're going to look at is using the example of a real estate agent. So I went ahead with this one. I put a little bit of the style guide into the chat with my first request. So I am a real estate agent who works primarily with first-time home buyers, and I want my Instagram account to be engaging and educational. My content should be conversational yet approachable. conversational and approachable, yet professional, and establish me as an expert in my field. This should carry through in my voice and in my post captions. Can you please give me a content outline for my first 3 posts? And as you will see, because we spent that time sort of giving the context of how we want to sound to the AI, ChatGPT was able to give 3 almost post-ready captions. I'll just read the first one for this example. So this one is an introduction to the home buying process, and it says, "Welcome to the beginning of your home buying journey. I am here to guide you through each step, making the process as smooth and understandable as possible. From dreaming about your perfect home to getting the keys in your hand, we'll navigate this together. Drop any questions you have below or send me a DM, and let's make your dream home a reality." So now, as the real estate agent, you can refine that a little bit further, a little bit of personal flair. You could add a call to action if you are trying to get people to send, the call to action right there is send a message, but if you want people to email you, or this is where we could plug ManyChat, those kinds of things. Also, maybe a local reference or, mentioning the area, those kinds of things. But as you can see, it's almost post ready. And the second example that I'm going to give, let's say that you wanted to start with a content outline. So some industries, this helps a little bit more. It's an easier approach with AI as you get clear on the kinds of content that you want to post, especially if you're just starting out. And so this one, I use the example of a craft shop. And so the first request to ChatGPT was, "I own a local craft shop and I want to start posting on Instagram. Can you please give me 10 post ideas?" And so you can see that it gave 10 different ideas. I chose one of them and then wrote back and said, "Thank you. I want my posts to have a warm and welcoming voice and feel to them. Can you please refine this caption for me? And please bring in my voice and make it flow a little better." So in this example, I actually wrote the caption, kind of outlined the caption, and then fed it to AI to help it just sort of streamline. This is really good if you have, writer's block, or you know what you want to say, but you're not exactly sure how to finish it, those kinds of things. So I shared with it, "Spring is here and we just got some lovely new items in the shop. We have some pastel colored yarn. It's so soft. We have a new arts and crafts kit for you and your kiddos to do together. Come on in and visit." And what AI gave me using that voice was, "Spring has sprung in our little shop and it's brought with it a delightful array of new treasures. We're so excited to introduce you to our latest collection of pastel colored yarns. They're as soft as a cloud and perfect for your spring projects. And for the little creators in your life, we've put together an adorable arts and crafts kit that promises fun-filled afternoon for you and your kiddos. We can't wait to welcome you and share the joy of crafting together. Swing by and say hello." So you can see that it fleshed out the content quite a bit and took it from kind of a little bit of an outline into more of a cohesive post. And now here, this is where that AI accent starts to come in a little bit more. So we can refine it a step further, a little bit more tweaking. So for instance, instead of saying soft as a cloud or delightful array of new treasures, both of those don't necessarily sound particularly genuine. So we can take it down a notch and instead say, "They're soft and perfect for your spring projects." Or for instance, we can take out array and just have it be some delightful new treasures. So as you can see, AI helps a lot in the realm of content writing and development, but you always want to make sure that you add in that personal touch, just to make, it's the human touch. It's really important to keep even when integrating and collaborating with AI. So let me get back to our presentation, go back to our full screen. All right.
Awesome, thank you. So now we're gonna dive into a real client example, and we created a graphic for a client. So it is an insurance agency, and they're currently recruiting and looking for commercial producers in the Denver market. So what we wanted to make sure is we wanted to explain that the slogan, the pitch, the job description, the relationship that we are looking for somebody in the Denver market. And all of that needed to go in the background information for AI. What we noticed is that a lot of people that were already on the team were really excited about March Madness. So we thought maybe similar people than the people that are already in the team could also be excited about March Madness. So we asked DALL-E, which is within ChatGPT, that image creation program, after feeding it all the company slogans and values, the style, the brand colors, we asked it to do a take on taking your careers to new heights, making your career a slam dunk, playing off the March Madness theme within the Denver market, picturing an insurance producer and how he is slam dunking his career on such, and definitely wanted a clear Denver note. Now, this is important that you feed in brand colors, the style of the images, because what it can go is in a lot of directions that are not branded afterwards, because AI can go in all sorts of directions, and yeah, afterwards it's not even better than if you Google just a random image. So
Kayla has a question.
yes.
Hi, yes, I was curious. So like for like plagiarizing and like what you're putting on any of your like websites, how do you differentiate between that? Because we just see so often now that people like they're just copying and pasting directly from, or they're fine tuning it a little bit. Do they, I don't know, any suggestions on that? Or like have you heard anything about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. So for this, for example, so if we're talking about this image, the idea for the campaign, what should be in it, the style, the color, the language, was completely uniquely our idea and described. It is very important that you don't tell it, make it look like enter artist name or something like that. Steer clear of this. Give it your creative vision and then edit it further. So we're gonna look at the graphic in a second. And when it comes to the wording, same here, the more you refine it and change it and really make ChatGPT help you create your vision versus then just write a real estate post, write a chiropractic post, then it is likely that ChatGPT probably copies from a popular chiropractic website and just rewords it a little bit. But when you say, our angle here in Glenwood Springs is all about holistic things, we think that XYZ about the spine and our team, like feed it a lot of personal content and context of what makes you unique in the branding, and you it won't be plagiarized when it comes there. And then of course, with like generic stuff and image, and for social media graphic, it's one thing. I wouldn't print an AI generated graphic on a t-shirt personally, or take it to that level. But to support your social media posts, that usually does the trick, or we haven't had any plagiarisms complaints so far.
Okay,
So
thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. That was a great question. So yeah, we really told it, this is our style, these are our colors. Olivia, please go to the next slide. And after playing with it for a while, these were the graphics that were created. We are having now insurance producers in Denver, apparently a visual to slam dunking their career. So a couple learnings on DALL-E. It cannot write, it cannot spell. So try to avoid that. No signage is a good thing to tell it, because it will misspell career, Denver, whatever it might be. You can also not tell it, do not include. Let's say I don't want this airplane up here in the pitch, and I say, okay, I love this picture, now less airplanes or no airplanes. It will cover the image with airplanes. It's a little bit like, don't think of a pink elephant. So the best thing you can do is be as specific as possible on your vision, make it go the right directions, and then do the adjustments of the image on an outside platform. This is also a great way to make sure you're refining this further and creating something that has never existed before. So what we did then is, next slide, took it into Canva, branded it more, added our slogan, removed the airplane and some funky elements within Canva object removal, and built this into a carousel post linking to the job. Now, we had this campaign running, and a new campaign for this job, if you know anybody in Denver, has just launched. But the regular job post and the regular banner created through a regular Canva graphic and the promoted LinkedIn job listing got a good amount of views. But this little play on basketball, slam dunking the career, exceeded the views, the organic performance by far, just because yeah, it's something that hasn't been there yet because we just created it specifically for this job post. Okay, another example is product mockups. So now this is where this is an Aspen gallery. These photos of fine art prints are available, and you can buy these on tote bags. We have, of course, product mock-ups of these tote bags, but this isn't very engaging social media content. Now, photoshopping these images on tote bags would be a very time-intensive task. With Canva mock-ups, there is a lot of products already available that help you deliver social media content and produce it. Now, these are the photos that come out. If you go on Snowlight Arts, you will see that this has been significantly further refined. There's been our filters, our brand voice, our font. And if you go into the mock-up gallery, there's a lot of images that wouldn't be appropriate to use. So again, a smart use, but it saved tons of times and created images that were significantly more engaging than just a regular picture of a tote bag. This way we got it onto people. So the next example is a fun one. It's a local Glenwood Springs listing. Now, of course, we know this Victorian house from the 1900s. We need no help selling it on below $500,000. But when you look at the very first picture, it is a little blurry. Now, of course, there will be a professional photo shoot, and there is nothing that this house doesn't need. But okay, stay with me here. So, but if you want to post it to Facebook. If you post this blurry image, even if people really don't care because it's just an amazing deal in downtown Glenwood Springs, Facebook and the algorithm will care. Instagram will care. They will say, this is a blurry photo. I'm not going to show it to my audience. So you can use within in Canva image upscaler, and it will help you improve the resolution from the image. So from the left to the right, you see the resolution of this image has drastically improved. This is just for the purpose of social media. We want to take it a little bit further, Olivia. Nope. We're now using Magic Edit and making the lawn green. Now, we know there is very fancy real estate mock-up redesign things, but this is just a few two-click Canva edits that will make your Facebook post about the listing perform significantly better. Okay, so now we touched a little bit on your tone, your brand voice, and how to train AI to speak your picture language when you generate a picture with AI. Now, if we're talking to video, it becomes even more important that you know what is your sound, what is your style, what speaks to your audience, and become really clear about this. What's the goal of this video before you go into an AI video library? Because it can take you so many different directions. And it can speak a lot of different trend voices. So really work on a branding sheet. What's my brand voice? How do I look? How do I sound? What do I want customers to feel before you scroll through video templates? So this is a screenshot of the CapCut template gallery that will allow you to use a template. You can search different genres and trending sounds, whatever it might be. And then you can add your own video clips or images to these templates, and it will produce the video for you. Then you can add your fonts and call to action, and you create this sort of trendy short form content. So let's look at an example. Oh God, everything is playing at once. I'm sorry.
Nope, everything did play once. So here, we'll start over here.
Okay, the first one is an example. Okay, so we didn't get the sound. It was a trendy sound. It is just a compilation of images in of a recording studio. The second one is we have nice B-roll footage and we paired it with a social media trend. And the third one is a combination. Let's say you're a clothing store. We have a little bit of a video snippet, but primarily just model shots. So
I like you so.
now here in our agency, we spend sometimes a lot of time on curating videos that are like going into specific activities. We curate voiceovers and spend hours cutting high-end videos. And then sometimes we go into CapCut and use one of those templates. And I have to confess, very often, those little short snippets outperform the highly curated posts. That doesn't mean you don't need the fancy curated posts, but these ones are a great way to bring up account performance and get some easy engagement going on your page. So, thank you. And this is an example of how to take it further, the collaboration with ChatGPT, CapCut, and then Canva. Those are examples of videos that used all three of those. So to brainstorm the script, we use ChatGPT. We want to produce content for Earth Day. We want to write a script that really focuses on Glenwood Springs' natural beauty. And then we go to CapCut and give it a lot of high-end B-roll and ask CapCut to find the most engaging clips of this long-form content. And then we take all this into Canva and curate those videos. Now, those videos, if we play from the beginning, the second video, Olivia, please. From the beginning. Okay. Is an example of, it doesn't quite do it with the heartbeat, but on Earth Day, just make sure you check out Visit Glenwood and you'll see the performance. AI will really helps us find the best clips that the audience responds best to, and then curate it all together. Now, this video wasn't a plug and play. It was still a lot of work, but thanks to AI, it became better. So it's not just a time saver, it's just also a quality upper. last example was we gave CapCut desktop version the 1 hour webinar that we did in November and asked it to do 20 short form snippets. And it created those 20 little videos. Now, the original webinar was horizontal and we're going for short term. So short form high crop content. So there's a little bit editing that needs to be done. But the nice thing what AI, after analyzing it, did was it picked social media friendly topics and highlights of the presentation and pre-cut this webinar into educational content that can possibly be repurposed for chamber members. And you could do the same thing if you had a house tour, a donor presentation, showcasing the newest fashion, your newest services, or you go to a chiropractic talk about the benefits of back health or whatever it might be. You feed it into CapCut and it will help you find the best sections to develop for social media short form content.
And so lastly, we wanted just to share a special offer with all of you today. As you heard throughout our webinar, your branding is really important when it comes to collaborating with AI. So we thought that this would be a good thing just to share with you all. So from caption writing and content creation, video editing, image generation, being really clear on both the visual and style aspects of your brand is vital when you start to collaborate with artificial intelligence. And so we wanted to offer our social media branding package, which is built to not only help you have a cohesive and beautiful social media presence, but also to help you define your brand when working and collaborating with AI in the future. And so this package comes with a custom brand guide that can be integrated into your company's Canva account, an optimized social media bio, curated hashtags, highlight bubbles, story templates, and Instagram pinned posts. And will also help you develop and define your style guide so that we can really align on your voice and your tone and feel. And then that way you have those, you can copy and paste that into your ChatGPT into your ChatGPT chats. And so we also can help you get some prompts to help you sound like your brand and make sure that everything is cohesive, authentic, and aligned. The service is usually $1,100, but we wanted to offer special chamber pricing at $900. And if you are at all interested, please email Marlena at omfluence.com. And anyways, we are now on to, we'd like to open it up to questions. There we go. And I think in the for questions, we can make it so that everyone can put on their videos so that we can actually have a little bit more of a conversation if you guys would like to pop on with the videos.
And you could finish the presentation. I think then we have more of an open thing.
Yes, wonderful. There we go.
Yeah, we're cutting it close to the end. I know a lot of people have to head out already. No worries. You can always email us questions, but
yeah, if somebody who's currently on, if you have a question, definitely ask. I have a few. So, in what ways can AI tools help increase my engagement on our social media posts?
So for example, what we looked at with the analytics part of it. So we can look at our audience. We can really analyze the data beyond just the reach of it. We can see with what image the audience engaged most with, and then try to mirror that and produce more of that type of content. We can analyze long form content and have AI help us choose the best very bits and sections to produce short engaging social media videos. We can take a long and boring blog post and have AI get to the coolest 5 takeaways of it and make it an engaging social media. We can ask them to help us find the hook to click and get signups. There's so many ways to do this.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay, we'll go with Connie.
Oh, I think
Oh,
muted.
yeah, I can't, Connie, I can't hear you. And your thing should be,
Yeah.
Unmuted.
No, we can hear you.
kind of. Keep talking. It sounds a little more robotic, but try it.
Thanks. I'm just kind of absorbing the information. Can you hear that?
For the most part, yeah.
I appreciate the real estate examples also. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Wonderful.
All right. Pam.
Yes. I'm sorry if you asked a question earlier. I had
No.
to take another call.
No, I said if you had a question, turn on your video. Do you have a question?
Oh, nope. I just turned on my video just because I didn't hear what was going on. I'm like, well, I want to see these ladies' faces.
Yeah. Okay. Helene.
Hey, thanks for all this information. It's great. I have the blessing of being able to work with Joe, who helps, with all of our social media content. And one of the challenges that I've had is reaching population in our community of people living with disabilities. And I'm curious if you can help me understand how I can use AI to reach them with maybe keywords or,
In terms of your content, like how can you get your content to reach more people and speak directly to them?
Yeah, so our content will go out to everyone.
Okay.
And I don't know that the folks who really could utilize it the most are getting it.
That is a great point. So there's a couple ways of doing it. You can train basically the algorithm to show it to the people you want to show it. A great way is to actually search engine optimization also works on social media. So really addressing the community in the caption and in your videos is with, you can't say dear handicapped people, but dear people with the following problem, like actually like name certain problems or address certain target audiences, and then really deliver a solution or intriguing questions specifically to them. And not just like keeping it vague, but actually like spelling it out. Again, the ChatGPT can help refine that with you if you have certain services and target areas, and help you brainstorm, and really addressing it in the post will teach the algorithm to show it to those people. So that's the first thing. And then of course, advertising is nearly impossible because that would be discriminatory. But what we can do is, if we have website data that can be analyzed or an existing customer list of client lists, those would be two ways to expand the audience, to either retarget them or build lookalike audiences to really speak to that audience further.
And so for instance, with ChatGPT, if you had some specific keywords or some specific things that you want to address, you can ask it to help you flesh out like a content outline, or creative ways to sprinkle these keywords into content that's relevant for all, that kind of thing. And so that can help depending on the content you're trying to do. If it's a video script, you can ask it to create an engaging video script that speaks directly to this audience. If you're working on more of like caption creation, you can find ways, please write a caption about this, this, and this, and make sure that these keywords are included. That goes back to the using social media like a search. It's like a search engine. So if you think about what people are going to be searching for, and you want to stay top of mind with that. So what are people typing into Instagram? What are they typing into TikTok? And that's where your keywords are really important. I will say, ChatGPT is it does have research ability, it has search ability, but it also says at the very bottom of every chat that, you know, always double check your information. It can make errors. So asking it to give you keywords, it might give you a good place to start, but then I would really recommend going further into Google and making sure that the keywords are ideal. But I would say that ChatGPT is a great place to start sort of that creative process.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Any more questions, ladies? Any more? Connie, go for it.
Oh, muted.
Yep.
There-
Sorry, I gotta run. Thank you very much. That was a wave bye.
Jessica raised her hand. Jessica, do you have a question?
Hi, sorry, I'm super sick, which is why my camera's not on. But a question that I had is I run the marketing and event kind of content with socials for Six. And my question is how best to utilize AI while also not taking away from our uniqueness as a company, because I feel like that's a big fear in, like, you know, as editors, we do take the time to go in and do these works and be unique. And so how can I utilize AI without taking away the authenticity of my creations?
That's a fantastic question. So for Six, you're doing both like live event and then also video editing, correct?
Okay.
So I would say that for like live events, one of the things that you can do just to help showcase what you offer and what you, how do I want to say this? Essentially, you know, to be able to grow your local client base and clientele and advertise your and highlight your services using something like CapCut, taking those high-end videos that you guys have created and then feeding it into there to create sort of an overview. So for instance, like the Ideas Festival, you could do recaps, some more social-based content, you know, recaps and highlights and, you know, show off all of the different things that you offer more in compilation form. In that way, it doesn't sit there in, you know, quote unquote competition with the more professional, far more highly curated content that you're creating. So I would say that you can repurpose some of that higher end stuff and then add it for more social based posts.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
All right. Jessica, I hope you feel better. Being sick is the worst. I hate it.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I was so upset. Like, I've been sick since Monday, and I was like, guys, we have this webinar on Thursday. I'm just gonna clock in for this, and I'm going right back to bed.
Well, thank you for being here. And
Yeah.
hope you feel better soon.
I worked for Aspen Ideas, and we talked a lot about AI last year and how, like, social media can influence, but it can also damage, you know, brands. And I think that's one of the things that as a production company, we want to utilize all of the things that make our lives easier, you know, work smarter, not harder. But the one thing that I am having difficulties is like kind of understanding the balance of how much AI you can use without taking away the uniqueness and the authenticity of our marketing. I think one of the things that I'm also struggling with is I'm so new to the game. And so for marketing tactics, how do you think that AI could benefit in like poster designing and marketing for advertisements?
Yeah, it's again, the part you need to do not with AI is to create your brand guide, your brand voice, become really clear of who you are. It starts as simple as your fonts, but then it goes way beyond. What does your brand feel like, sound like? A lot of the modifications of collaborating with AI that we talked today about, and have this guide in front of you at all times. Let AI know about all those things that make you unique and those brand guides. And then again, always edit. Like, it can help you take away a good chunk of the work or shorten the path, but then don't just use it. Give it your brand colors, edit it further, put it into Photoshop and go beyond, or After Effects or whatever it might be. So it should never be the final product. or if you are doing a recap of the Ideas Festival or whatever it might be, it could help you save you time by finding good sections for a recap or short form content. But the creative license at the end of the day of how the videos go together, the words you put on there should always still be your voice that's in line with your brand.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for the webinar and for all of the extra information.
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for being here.
All right, if there's no more questions, we're done for the webinar, and we'll get another one going later this summer. You know, or to take a break for a little bit, but you know, once we get back, maybe July, August, something like that. So early fall, late summer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody get the opportunity to utilize
Yeah.
what you've learned, which is crazy. I'll also send out the recording too. Once we get done recording, and I know Jessica, I think you had a few other people from the office that signed up. So if they want to watch it, they can too. And so we'll just send out the recording once we're done.
Absolutely. I'll send it over. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a lovely.
You too. All right.
Bye. Feel
All
free
right.
to email us anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.